Thank you, Swamiji.
Our first session will be on the topic Introduction to Pharmacovigilance by Dr. Devisree Damodaran, who is working as Junior Research Fellow in Peripheral Pharmacovigilance Center in Amrita School of Ayurveda under the Ministry of Ayush. I welcome Dr. Devisree Damodaran to please take over the session.
Om Amriteshwari Namaha. Pranams to Amma and pranams to everyone present here. So today I'll be taking the awareness class on the topic Introduction to Pharmacovigilance. So these are the topics that I'm going to deal with today. So let's see the etymological roots of the term pharmacovigilance. So pharmacovigilance is a term which is coined from two terms. That is pharmakon, which is a Greek word. It is known as medicinal substance. And vigilia, which is a Latin term to keep watch. So from this, we can understand the word meaning of pharmacovigilance. That is to keep watch on medicinal substance or to observe the medicinal substance. Now let's see the definition of pharmacovigilance, which is given by WHO. So it states that pharmacovigilance is a science and activities relating to the detection, assessment, understanding, and prevention of adverse effects or any other medicine, vaccine related problems. So through pharmacovigilance, we are going to detect, assess, and understand any medicine related ailments that are happening to the patient, or any medical devices ailment that are happening to the patient, or any ill effects that is causing because of any vaccines or any surgical substances, etc. Now let's see what is the importance of pharmacovigilance in healthcare. So while treating the patient, the patient safety is the primary and primemost importance that has to be given. Pharmacovigilance helps in protecting patient safety, and it enhances the public trust in health system, and finally it contributes to the sustainability of the healthcare system. And now let's see what are the aims of pharmacovigilance. So the pharmacovigilance aims to improve patient care and safety in regards to the intake of medicine and all medicinal and paramedical interventions. Again, it improves public health and safety regarding medicine intake, all medicine and other paramedical interventions. And it contributes to the assessment of benefit, harm, effectiveness, and risk of medicine, and the effective rational use and safe use of the medicine. And it again promotes understanding, education, and clinical training of pharmacovigilance. And again, it effectively helps to communicate all these things with the patients. Now let's see the historical perspective of pharmacovigilance. So the pharmacovigilance commenced 170 years ago, but the formation of regulation on the drug safety, etc., were happened only after this particular drug tragedy that is known as thalidomide tragedy, which happened in Europe in 1961. So this thalidomide was a drug which is given for the nausea in pregnancy, and the babies were born with a birth defect known as phocomelia. It was because of a side effect due to the usage of thalidomide. So the phocomelia is a condition where like the congenital deformity with the absence of a proximal part of limbs. So following this thalidomide tragedy, many committees were formed in various countries, and in 1968, WHO formed Center for International Drug Monitoring, and this center look after the drug safety globally. Now let's see the regulatory body of this particular system. So at present, the Uppsala Monitoring Center, which is the same WHO Center for International Drug Monitoring, look after the global drug safety. They have collaborating countries under this, and the countries reports the adverse drug reactions that are happening within the country to the Uppsala Monitoring Center. And the information, all this information is collected at the center, and they give the information on potential side effects of medicinal product through their global database that is known as VG-base. So in India, the CDSCO, that is the Indian Drug Standard Control Organization, is a regulatory body for pharmacovigilance, and they work through the Pharmacovigilance Program of India. Now let's see what is an adverse drug reaction. So adverse drug reaction is a response to a drug that is noxious, means harmful, and unintended, and which occurs at a dose normally used in man for the prophylaxis, diagnosis, or therapy of a disease, or for the modification of a physiological function. So if you are taking a medicine in the actual dose and it is showing an harmful effect, then it is known as an adverse effect, or this particular effect can be suspected as an adverse drug reaction. Now let's see pharmacovigilance in Ayurveda. So in 2004, WHO emphasized the need of pharmacovigilance in traditional medicine as well. So as a result of this, the WHO has published a safety monitoring guideline for herbal medicines. And in 2007, in ITRA and Jamnagar, they have established a pharmacovigilance cell. Following that, in 2008, September 29, the National Pharmacovigilance Program for ASU and H drug was launched. So it is same as the modern medicine. We look into the safety of a drug which is available in the market. And along with that, in Ayurveda, we also check for the misleading advertisements on the herbal products in the market. So why do we need pharmacovigilance in Ayurveda? So we need this particular system. First and foremost, the main aim is for the patient safety itself. And along with that, we need pharmacovigilance in Ayurveda for the global acceptance of this science. Secondly, there are increased doubts about the safety of Ayurveda medicine. So in order to rectify these things, we need a monitoring of the drugs that are available in the market. Then again, there is adulterations and contaminations happening in Ayurvedic medicines with allopathic medicine. So to put a control over this, we need the particular system of pharmacovigilance. Then again, polypharmacy is another thing in which the patients have a tendency to take different system of medicines, and this may ultimately lead to drug interactions leading to harmful effects in the patient. So to have a control over this also, we need a proper observation of drugs that are there in the market. And widespread manufacture and sale of counterfeit substandard medicines are available there in the market. So to control that, we need pharmacovigilance. Then to control the sale of over-the-counter drugs. Then to control the increase of self-medication practices. For these, we need pharmacovigilance of Ayurveda. Then now let's see to the goals of pharmacovigilance in Ayurveda. So first is to inculcate the reporting culture among the consumers of Ayurveda drugs. We need pharmacovigilance. And to facilitate the documentation and reporting of adverse drug reactions, it is very important to have the pharmacovigilance system in Ayurveda. Then to facilitate documentation and reporting of instances of misleading advertisements. Then to evolve evidence-based recommendation regarding the safety. To develop evidence-based recommendation regarding improper advertisements also are the goals of pharmacovigilance in Ayurveda. Now let's see the module of governance. So the program management unit of pharmacovigilance is the Ministry of Ayush, and under Ayush there is a 3-tier system which is running, and these particular system look after they look after the adverse drug reactions as well as misleading advertisements that is happening in the country. So under Ministry of Ayush, we have a National Pharmacovigilance Coordination Center. So All India Institute of Ayurveda is the National Pharmacovigilance Coordination Center. Under this coordination center, we have 5 intermediary pharmacovigilance coordination centers. For Ayurveda, we have got 2 intermediary pharmacovigilance centers. And for Unani, homeopathy and Siddha, there are like other like intermediary pharmacovigilance centers. So in Ayurveda, we have National Institute of Ayurveda and ITRA Jamnagar as the intermediary pharmacovigilance center. And Amrita School of Ayurveda comes under the ITRA Jamnagar intermediary pharmacovigilance center. So under these intermediary pharmacovigilance, there are 90 plus peripheral pharmacovigilance centers. So all these centers collectively work on checking on to drug reactions that are happening due to the usage of Ayurvedic medicines, as well as they also check into the misleading advertisements that are happening throughout the country about the herb and herbal products. Now let's see ADR reporting process, how we can report an adverse drug reactions. So first of all, who all can report an adverse drug reaction? Any healthcare professional, doctor, nurses or a pharmacist can report this adverse drug reaction. Even a layman can report an adverse drug reaction. If a patient is getting an adverse drug reaction, he can directly contact to the concerned doctor, and the doctor can report it to the higher centers. That is how the process works. If a doctor is getting an adverse drug reaction, he can directly contact the nearest peripheral pharmacovigilance center to his area, and he can report the reaction. And from that peripheral pharmacovigilance center, the data is collected and it is passed to the intermediary pharmacovigilance center. And from intermediary, it is passed over to the National Pharmacovigilance Center. And from there, the risk-benefit analysis of that particular drug is done, and the subsequent decisions is made at the National Pharmacovigilance Center. The doctor can also report this particular adverse drug reaction through an portal which is provided by the ministry, that is Suraksha portal. This is the website of, this is the Suraksha portal, where any doctors can report both adverse drug reaction as well as misleading advertisement. So this is how the document appears, and the doctor can fill the form and submit it directly to the NPVCC. So this is the form which we use in our periphery pharmacovigilance center to report an adverse drug reaction. Next, about reporting of misleading advertisements. So you can report the misleading advertisements through the nearest peripheral or intermediary pharmacovigilance center, or else you can report these misleading advertisements in Suraksha portal, or you can use the websites of Department of Consumer Affairs, or in the Health and Family Welfare Department. Also, there is a provision to report misleading advertisements of any sort of herbs or herbal products. So this is the format in which we report misleading advertisements at our peripheral pharmacovigilance center. So that's it. This is a small introduction about pharmacovigilance center. So thank you. If you have any doubts on reporting of adverse drug reaction or misleading advertisements, you can just ask. So, ma'am, for misleading advertisements, as per the Drug and Magic Remedy Act 1954, we have got 78 disorders which are stated, like for those disorders, no advertisement is done, like cure for diabetes, for making skin whitening products, cure for urological condition, care for uterus, you can care if. Like advertisements telling that we can cure fibroid, etc. Such kind of advertisements are has to be reported. These kind of advertisements are known as misleading advertisements, and if we see such kind of advertisements, we can report it to the concerned peripheral pharmacovigilance center. It's like that. For example, one old skin whitening cream was the Amrita. Now it is banned. So as per this DMRA Act, such kind of advertisements is not entertained, and it is a punishable act as well. Yeah, we should not claim. Yeah, treatment, doing a treatment for it is allowed, but we cannot claim that this particular medicine can cure diabetes or fibroid or something like that.
Thank you, Dr. Devisree Damodaran. Now we welcome Dr. Priya S., HOD, Department of Dravaguna, to felicitate Dr. Devisree Damodaran.